have a couple of devices in front of me. I have the database open in FileMaker Pro. I have the database open on an Android device inside of an emulator. I have the database open in a web browser. I have the database open on an iPad. Now the screens are going to differ depending on what device you're on. On an Android device, using the web browser, we click here for navigation, go to Assets, go into my inventory. I can click the familiar buttons from the desktop version and get more information about this asset. I can click on Purchasing. Here are my purchase orders. I can find staff. Select room, photos, and navigate back to home when I'm done. I have my Android device showing a staff record. I'm going to go into staff on the web client, select Larry's record, and change it to Lauren. Click some empty space just to commit the record. And on the Android device that's also pointed to the database using a web browser, the name changes automatically. I also have a few documents here. Here are some barcodes that were generated from the database we're using. I went ahead and printed them out, but I just wanted to show you what they look like. Here are the fonts, the QR codes, as well as barcodes that we're downloading from a web fetch. So what I'm going to do right now is go to the iPad, select my global search field, select this arrow here, select barcode, and I have a big page of barcodes here, and the record it scanned using the camera was ABC027. Press search, and here's the record that we expect to see. On this record I can select the staff member, Lauren Brown, assign her that record, and coming over to our web page, I'm going to go into Lauren Brown's records, and we see she's been assigned the item ABC027 using the web browser. I'm going to go ahead and minimize the web browser. I'm going to click on Quick Scan. The barcodes I'm going to be scanning are just generic serial numbers. On this layout, I'm going to be scanning multiple items to add into my inventory. If I select current, I want to see what current items are in room 215. These are the items that are currently in room 215. If I search through my database, if I go to room and do a search for 215, here are the items in 215. I'm going to go and start scanning and adding items to the room. I'm going to select scanned. What I'm going to be scanning are these serial barcodes. Before I start, the red fields are mandatory. I'm going to select the room I'm assigning it to, the asset description, and the type of barcode I'll be scanning. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to begin scanning items. So far I scanned 11 items. In my detail view, I'm going to go ahead and select the list view. I just need to click in this field and start scanning. So far I scanned 22 records, but I haven't entered them into inventory. Now I can close this screen, come back and finish up later. I'm going to go back to my home screen, and this is the main page of my database. You notice that we have 22 utility records at the bottom here. I'll go back into Quick Scan, and here are my utility records. So I want to continue to add more inventory items. Select my item and start scanning. Now all of these items are going to be moved into room 215. If I wanted to modify some of these things before they moved in inventory, I can do that here. I'm going to change this to Classroom 101. When I'm ready and have this complete, I can also type in here, add additional information. This screen will not let you enter information that already exists in the database elsewhere. I'm going to go to Inventory. I'm just going to grab an internal tracking number, go back to my screen, and try and put this in this field. The ITN ABC004 already exists in inventory. And then it's going to exit the field, and you can go ahead and try to add something else again. The same thing applies for Asset ID. I'm going to click outside of the field, and it's going to complain and clear out the field for me. If I had more than one barcode to scan, I can select multi-field. It's going to allow you to scan the Asset ID first, the serial number, internal tracking number, and then create a new record. I'll demonstrate that using the serial numbers. It's going to scan a barcode in each field and automatically create a new record. So I'll go back to my details, and I'm going to click Move into Inventory. Now we expect that all 34 of these records, they're already unique. They do not exist anywhere in the database, and we're going to go ahead and add them now. I'm going to click Move into Inventory. It's going to take some time to create these records, and we should begin to see them populating on other screens. On my web browser using the Android device, I'm going to go into Room. I'm going to do a search for room 215, execute my find. Coming to this screen, we come over here, refresh this, and we see all of our new items that were added to room 215 using the quick scan utility. And after the records are finished being moved into inventory, the scan count will go to 0. And when you come to your home page, the utility records will also be at 0.